You can have everything on paper and not feel satisfied. And if you aren't really satisfied and fulfilled, you aren't going to be happy. So what I always recommend that people do is they really take a good assessment of their life.
Today on the Dr. Nandi Show, we're talking about living happy. Now, studies show that people are happiest when they're with family and friends and least happy when they're alone. And positive relationships keep us happy and healthy. So what do you do if there are negative people in your life, or if you're the only single person in your group of close friends, right? So relationship expert Stacy Kaiser is here to help us guide us actually on our journey to happiness. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. So tell me about what happens. Why is it that we're happier when we're with groups of people?
Well, first of all, a lot of us are happy alone. And so it's okay to be alone for periods of time. However, being around groups of people, the energy can be contagious.
Yes.
You know, that smile, it
Yes.
passes along to one another. And so that's one of the reasons. And the second thing is, oftentimes when you're with other people, you're engaging in a shared activity.
That's right.
And one of the things we know about happiness is if you're doing something with other people that you all love, that it creates greater happiness.
And creates situations where you have pleasant conversations and just bonding. And one of the things about happiness we've learned throughout the show is that it takes more than just like some acts that you do, but really an environment. If you have a tribe of people that are supportive and make you feel good and feel a certain way, you can be happy. And we have a viewer from, where is it from? They said on social media from Seattle. Trudy in Seattle wants to know, how should you handle, this is good, how should you handle toxic relationships that are making you unhappy? This is, right up your alley. Tell me what we can tell Trudy here.
Well, there are two categories of people in toxic relationships. They're the ones that you have to still know, and the people that you can begin to either minimize or phase out. So let me just give a quick thing on each of them.
Yes.
The people that you still have to know might be a family member, a boss, your next door neighbor. Those are people that you want to really work on practicing good happiness coping skills. So that means that you try to have a positive attitude around them, that you try to have other people around when they're around. So if you have that
you can
sort of
buffer it a little bit.
Yes, that's exactly. Like at the holidays, invite extra people.
Yeah, that uncle that comes around. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, the other people in your life, the people that you're not obligated to be around, you really want to look at whether or not you want to either downsize your relationship and try to see them less, or just minimize it by telephone calls and slowly have it drift apart, or if you want to remove them altogether, because toxic people can impact our emotional well-being and our happiness.
And as a physician, I see it all the time, and I tell my patients, what is it that's causing you either stress or not allowing you to be happy? And they tell me they're in these relationships, even relationships that could be a marriage relationship, or relationships that are toxic with friends, and they continue to stay on. Please, if you have to change your environment. You have to change the toxic people and get them out. Give them the eviction notice. You have to have the courage to do that, because your happiness and your well-being is important. The first relationship that you need to have is with yourself. You know, it's so important that you can't always just count on everybody else. And lastly, I've heard people say that, that they have everything they need in life, but they're not happy. They got the car, the house, and everything else. Why is it, in your opinion, that they're not happy?
Well, there's definitely that whole philosophy, money doesn't buy happiness, things don't buy happiness, but I think it's more than that. You can have everything on paper and not feel satisfied. And if you aren't really satisfied and fulfilled, you aren't going to be happy. So what I always recommend that people do is they really take a good assessment of their life. And they say, what is missing? Do I need more hobbies? Do I need more free time? Do I need to watch more television, that hour a day, whatever it is, in order to fulfill themselves? And sometimes it's something big, like getting a new job to make you feel better.
And you have to live and dare and be brave. Meaning, what I say is you have to live greatly. And Brene Brown, you've heard of her.
Yes.
She talks about braving the wilderness. That's the title of her book. And it's about taking the risk to really live the life you want. And I tell people to do a simple exercise, and I'm sure you do something similar, where I say on the left-hand side of a paper, you write down the things that really are fulfilling you. On the right, the things that you could do without. And see what you can cut out and make it a daily practice every day to look at that. If you start to do that, a simple exercise like that, you can find out the things you can cut out. Amazing advice, Stacy. I can see why everybody in the planet wants you to speak for them and with them and be on television. So thank you so much for taking your time and talking to us. Coming up next, can you really expect to live happy in today's world? Please don't go away. We'll tell you when we come back. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Partha Nandi, and if you enjoyed that video, you're going to love the next one. It's full of incredible information to help you start your health hero journey.